title of our class is Compos Mentis, what is normal? Is deafness a difference or a defect? What's more influential, nature or nurture? What led Charles Whitman to murder 14 people from the University of Texas Tower in 1966? Is there a difference between schizophrenia and dissociative identity disorder? Can stereotypes be used for good? What motivates terrorists to terrorize? Is that normal? Are you normal? What is normal anyway?
The definition of normal that the class made on day one is that which is deemed common, routine, expected within a specific society or environment.
During the first week of governors school, we discussed differences versus defects. In our workbooks, 3 meanings of normal are usual, not ill, and as intended. We examined how deafness fell into these categories. By the usual definition of normal, 95% of people must experience this condition. While deafness can be naturally occurring, only 5% of the population is deaf. So, according to the usual definition, deafness is not normal.
According to the definition of not ill, if a condition does not physically harm an individual, it is considered normal. By this definition, deafness is considered normal because it does not cause physical harm to an individual with deafness. Another definition of normal that was considered while classifying deafness as normal or not normal was intended use. This definition means that the body part is used for the purpose that it was made for. Ears are designed for hearing, but deaf people have lost that ability, so their ears cannot fulfill their intended purpose. Therefore, by this definition, deafness is not normal. While looking at the usual, not ill, and intended use definitions of normal, the classification of deafness as normal or not normal varies depending on the definition that you use while classifying it.
During our second week at Governor's School, we focused on mental disorders and how they affect an individual's capacity to function normally in society. A disorder we focused on was dissociative identity disorder. This disorder is typically diagnosed when an individual or host adopts several new and different identities that coexist in one body. If we describe normal as something that's usual, then dissociative identity disorder is not normal because it's an extremely rare condition.
Dissociative identity disorder also doesn't fit the not ill definition because it's classified as a mental disorder or illness in the DSM-5, which indicates that it's not normal. Dissociative identity disorder also doesn't fit the as intended definition of normal because psychologically we are intended to only have one personality or identity per body, which also classifies it as not normal.
In the third week, we discussed stereotypes. Stereotype is defined as something conforming to a fixed or general pattern expression, and often oversimplified or biased mental picture held to characterize the normal individual of a group.
But are stereotypes normal? Well, everyone experiences them, so they would be considered usual, and stereotypes don't cause an illness. So, and whether or not stereotypes function as intended is really up to you. So, according to these definitions, stereotypes are definitely normal.
Though we made a class definition, we still have our own personal definitions of normal. I describe myself as a people person, and as such, my first definition was the worst thing ever. I didn't want to make anyone feel abnormal, so I decided that everything is normal. And that's idealistic, but it's not productive. After day 2 of class, I changed my definition to depend on the situation. I made a very objective medical definition of normal, where if the body is ill or not working properly, the situation is not normal. Socially, it depends on my personal beliefs, as a lot of things come down to your worldview and its influence. We don't all have the same definition, so there's always room for discussion.
As you can see, normal is much more complex
than many people think. Is deafness normal? Dissociative identity disorder? How about stereotypes? Can these questions even be answered, or is there no real definition of normal? So that leads me to my last question. What is normal? That is a real question with no real definite answer, and the real answer is inside yourself.